Productions.
Welcome back to another Pristine Productions here. And we're going to talking about mixing female R&B vocals. I want to be sure to hit me up on YouTube. Hit me up, subscribe. You can also go on my website, www.pristineproductions.websource.com, where you can get all the one-stop shop where you get top-of-the-line mixing tips and tutorials. Here's my new release as well, Still Got Love. And so let me jump into the session here.
Take it away, all of this pain that you gave me. That's how you're making me feel.
We're going to show how we can get these female vocals to be popping, get on that level, and get in the ballpark. So let's jump into it.
What did I ever do to make you turn on me? How could you leave me here without even...
And that's the rough mix right there. Now, generally, this is what a session would look like when an artist send you their session. You got some lead here, got multiple tracks of the leads here. We got the bass here. We got some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 backing vocals here. We have some just additional drum downbeat stuff here. We have some guitars. I've already routed the track so for the sake of tutorial, so we can get right down to business. Now, generally, you want to play the track, you want to do some rough mix here, so I'm just going to go through it and maybe do a slight little bounce here, just so I can hear a little bit, hear some stuff a little bit more clearly to get a feel of the track here. So let's go ahead and do that. You bring this guitar down a little bit.
Said you wouldn't leave me, but you left me here.
Vocals a little loud.
Said you wouldn't make me cry, your tears rolled down my face.
Bring it down a little bit.
Said I was the only one, so who was she?
Maybe about dB.
You said you never hurt me, but I'm left in pain. Take it away, all of this pain that you gave me. That's how you're making me feel.
Let's bring up a tambourine here.
Take it away, all of these games that you played, all the mess that you made, you're to blame.
See what's
What
this
did I
here.
ever do to make you turn on me?
I'm gonna bring up the.
How could you leave me here without
We're gonna bring up the snare a little bit.
trace? Must have been
Rhodes.
easy just to hide away. A better man would have told me to my face. Take it away.
So basically, we have a good understanding here of this song here. We want to get that artist to sound very musical, very emotional. So as you can see, let's go on the master chain. I'm going to show you something real quick here. Or the main output.
This pain, that's how you make me feel.
I'm roughly about -9 here, so I'm giving myself some headroom because I want I want some good headroom to start the mix on, which this is going to eat up plug-in headroom as well. So.
Games that you play, mess that you make, you're to play. So take
And I'm using the SSL solid state bus compressor here on the master chain. Just doing a little bit of compression here and a little bit of volume so I can hear the mix nicely.
it away.
And generally, this is what I do. I tend to mix into the bus compressor. Make sure I keep an eye on the needle. Make sure I'm not compressing and fooling myself with the mix. But just to mix into it to get an overall glue to the mix and hear how the end result is coming along. So we've heard the vocals. Very excellent performer. And we've heard the beat. And this is 2020, so we want to make sure we get that modern sound popping. So I'm going to mute the vocals here. And I'm going to start off with the drum section. Sometimes start off with the bass. It depends. But let's get a hold of the drum section here. So I'm going to go ahead and mute all the backing vocals here. Let me solo up the the drums here. I'm gonna bring the drums back. Here's a kick drum. Let's see else what we got here. Snare drum. So this is basically what we have to play with here. So I'm dealing with snare samples and loops. And we have a scratch record here. Where is the scratch? I think it's right about here. And we have the tambourine as well. I'm gonna bring that in a little bit later. But let's focus on that downbeat part. That thing right there, boom, boom, boom. So I'm gonna go to that. I'm gonna pull up my trusty Q10 here, and let's select the Q10 from Waves, and I'm gonna quickly do a little bit of mix. I'm gonna go as fast as I can for the sake of the tutorial here, tightening up this beat here. Although we're gonna be mainly talking about vocals here. There's a resonance in there I don't like, so let's just bring it back. Right about there. I think there's one more. That's right there. Boom, boom. Look how horrible that sounds. Let's bring it out. Now let's go to the kick. I'm gonna bring up the SSL here. Now you can hear every now and then that downbeat comes in, so I'm gonna make sure I knock out a couple more resonance here. Let's do that. We're right about there. I'm gonna brighten up the kick. Pushing a little bit of 4K there. Let's add a little bit of low end. Now we're talking business. Roll off a little bit of top end. I'm going to add a little bit of compression here. Just back off a little bit. Let's bring back the okay. Right about 3 dB, about 50 sounds good for right now. Now on the snare drum as well, I'm gonna bring up the, I want to make it a little bit more present here, so I'm gonna bring up the SSL channel strip here as well on the snare drum. I'm gonna add a little bit more volume with a little bit of compression here without compressing, just getting a little bit of more grit. Let's add a little bit of 8K. After. See if we can get some bottom end as well. See what it sounds without it. Okay, I'm liking that vibe. Let's do something with this scratch record here. I'm going to use a stock EQ from Studio One here. doesn't get in the way of the drums. Clear it up a little bit, bring a little clarity. Now let's go with the hi-hats. Sounding pretty okay. Let's bring in, let's see here. We have a tambourine here. I'm gonna work that in. Go over maybe about here. Okay, that's sounding nice. I'm gonna send that to the Waves doubler. See if I can get a little bit more space. Maybe right about there. A little bit of 8K on the kick drum. Now let's bring in the bass here. I'm going to use a channel strip. Take a little bottom end off here. Start with a 200 area. Let's bring it back here. Bring in some Rhodes. Before. Check out some resonance as well. I'm going to use a stock EQ here. Right there. Let's bring back the bass here. Now I'm gonna add back in a little bit of low end here. Maybe about 60. Right about there for now. Now let's go to the vocals here.
Said you wouldn't leave me, but you left me.
So what we did,
Said you wouldn't make me cry, your tears rolled down
we fatten up the drums, so that sets the foundation. Now we're gonna get the vocals in so we can compete.
my face. You said I was the only one, so who was she?
Do a little bit of power compression here.
You said you never hurt me, but I'm left in pain. Take it away, all of this pain that you gave me. That's how you're making me feel.
Oh, let's not do that. I'm hearing the vocal pretty present here. We're gonna leave. Let's see here. I have the different tracks here out of Let's still do the parallel compression, but we're going to use the parallel just to add a little bit of texture rather than volume. So let's do that. So I'm going to squash it, pretty roughly.
Said you wouldn't leave me, but you left me. Said you wouldn't make me cry, your tears rolled down my face. You said I was the only one, so who was she?
Send that.
You said you never hurt me, but I'm left in pain. Take it away, all of this pain that you gave me. That's how you're making me feel.
Let's bring it down.
Take it away, all of these games that you played, all the mess that you made, you're to blame. What did I ever do to make you turn on me?
Now let's use the 1176 here to control, you know, we're going to add a little bit of vibe here. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to keep the volume at unison here.
How could you leave me here without even a trace? It must have been easy just to hide away. A better man would have told me to my face.
Volume down. Let's bring us back here a little bit.
Said you wouldn't leave me, but you left me here. Said you would've made me cry, your tears rolled down my face. You said I was the only one, so who was she?
Okay, that's about right there.
You said you never hurt me, but I'm left in pain.
Boost the input a little bit.
Take it away, all of this pain that you gave me. That's how you're making me feel. Take it away, all of these games that you played, all the mess that you made, you're to blame.
Now let's listen closer to the compressor here.
Do to make you turn on me?
I'm going to switch to the black.
How could you leave me here without even a trace? It must have been easy just to hide away.
Now we can hear a little bit more excitement, a little bit more push and punch in the vocals here, but I'm hearing a little bit too much of the bass, and so we're gonna deal with that real quick right after the compressor here. Why I'm putting the EQ after the compressor? Because we wanted more punch, wanted more body from the compressor first, and then we're gonna control that body with the EQ.
A better man would have told me to my face.
Roll off a little bit. Bring it back.
Said you wouldn't leave me, but you left me here.
I'm gonna take out some resonance here.
Said you would've made me cry, your tears rolled down my face. You said I was the only one, so who was she?
Take out a little bit of 500 here.
You said you never hurt me, but I'm left in pain. Take it away, all of this pain.
I'm gonna boost a little top end.
That's how you're making me feel.
About 7K. A little body, a little bit of sweetness.
That you played, all the mess that you made, you're to blame. What did I ever do to make you turn on me?
Now let's see if we can deal with some of those bass.
How could you leave me here without even a trace? It must have been easy just to hide away. A better man would have told me to my face.
Now you can hear the vocal cutting through the mix nicely now.
Said you wouldn't leave me, but you left me here.
Now I'm liking that. So let's bring in some more instruments here to see if the vocals is still gonna cut through here. Let's bring in the Mark III here.
Said you would've made me cry, your tears rolled down my face. You said I was the only one, so who was she?
Push this down a little bit. About
You said you never hurt me, but I'm left in pain.
Bring in strings.
Take it away, all of this pain that you gave me. That's how you're making me feel. Take it away.
Now we gotta treat these strings here a little bit so they don't get in the way of the vocal. So let's play the music with just the strings. I'm gonna put up a stock EQ here. Now we want these strings to kind of sound wide, so I'm going to add a little bit of reverb here, along with a little bit of doubling here, to see if we can get a wider sound for an R&B string here. Some reverb. Before, after. Now let's bring in the lead vocal here. I'm going to bring in the backing vocals as well. Already panned them, but we're going to mess around with volume a little bit. You said you never hurt me, but I'm left in pain. Take it away, all of this pain that you gave me. That's how you're making me feel. Bring it down a little bit. Take it away, all of these games that you played, all the mess that you made, you're to blame. So far, I'm liking what the backing vocals are doing. Let's unmute the other backing vocals here. We're panning them about 75, 77 pan left, hard right. The first two is about 70. You want to get some width on the more top end, maybe on the bass. You want to keep it, the bass backing vocal, you want to keep it a little bit to the center, but not dead center. I'm going to bring in the lead vocals again with the backing vocals here. I'm going to adjust these harmonies so they sound as one, so we don't have a big burst in volume here. You said you never hurt me, but I'm left in pain. Take it away, all of this pain that you gave me. That's how you're making me feel. Take it away. Notice the first two or three backing vocals here is giving like a more stereo sound while keeping unity volume with the lead, so it's not overpowering the lead. While the other two harmonies here is giving a little bit of body. I'm just blending underneath. All of these games that you played, all the mess that you made. What I will do, I'm gonna quickly solo one of the backing vocals here. Okay, for the second backing vocals here, I'm gonna take off a little bit of low end on both of them. Or I'm not gonna be lazy, but I got all of them kind of one bus. So instead of going through the individual and using up a lot of plugins here, I'm gonna use a Pro EQ on the vocal bus, which is the backing. I'm gonna take out a little bit of low end from these vocals here. The top end is going to be unaffected because it's already high pitch recorded. So I'm just going to get and that's about it. Let's bring in back the lead vocals, see how they sound. You said you never hurt me, but I'm left in pain. Take it away, all of this pain that you gave me. The last two I'm going to bring down a little bit here. That's how you're making me feel. Take it away, all of these games that you played, all the mess that you made, you're to blame. I'm going to bring in like the bass ones a little bit more, kind of give it a little more emotion. That you gave me, that's how you're making me feel. A little bit up more. Take it away, all of these games. Okay, that's sounding good. Let's bring in some more of the instruments here. To see if his vocal is still competing here. Let's bring in the some guitars here. I'm gonna play that. Bring up the downbeat a little bit. And you can see how I'm starting to bring in the elements and bring in a balance here. Said you wouldn't leave me, but you left me here. I'm gonna add a little bit EQ here on this guitar. Tears rolled down my face. You said I was the only one, so who is she? You said you never hurt me, but I'm left in pain. Take it away, all of this pain that you gave me. That's how you're making me feel.
to make you turn on me?
Let's select that third guitar there. That's doing like the strums. We're gonna send that through the reverb here. Let's push it back a little bit, give it a little bit of space here. Let's do that.
You said you never hurt me, but I'm left in pain. Take it away, all of this pain that you gave me. That's how you're making me feel. Take it away, all of these games that you played, all the mess that you made. You're to blame. What did I ever do to make you turn on me?
I'm keeping that pick dry because I want it to be up in the face, you know, giving a little bit of emotion. But I'm gonna add a little bit doubler, see if I can get a little bit of space here.
How could you leave me here without even a trace? It must have been easy just to hide away.
Heard that that back in there trace. Let's deal with the volume here.
Even a trace. It must have
Let's bring it down just a little notch here, just a little bit here.
been easy just to hide away.
We don't want to take away from the feel.
A better man would have told me to my face. Take it away. This pain, this pain. That's how you make me feel.
There's another guitar here. Let's play this. Let's see here. Okay, let's add a little bit of vibe here with this thing. I'm gonna add a little bit of reverb. Let's still go with the guitars. Have a little delay. Add a little bit of Pro Q here. Okay. Let's bring it back.
Play all the mess that you made. You're to blame. A better man would have told me to my face. Take it away. This pain, this pain.
Check this out. I have two copies of a different version of the lead here. I'm going to create some effects here.
Take it away.
We can leave that, or we can do it like a telephone thing here. I have another bus here that I put any distortion plug. I'm using the GTR here, but I'm actually rolling off a lot of low end so I can get that telephone sound. I'm gonna send the second vocal to that and create like kind of a vibe here.
Take it away. This pain, this pain.
So I'm gonna mute this first one here so the telephone one kicks in.
That's how you make me feel.
And then I'm gonna bring in the actual lead again.
These games that you play, mess that you make, you're to play. So take it away.
And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mute the I'm gonna mute that part there. Bring in the telephone version right there, so we get like a vibe. So let's play this first part. You're gonna hear the telephone voice, and we're gonna hear the natural one kicks in. Check it out.
Take it away. This pain, this pain. That's how you make me feel.
Telephone. Let's go back to the natural.
Games that you play, mess that you make, you're to play.
Let's bring in that in combination with the telephone, because we lost a little bit of volume. Let's do that.
Games that you play, mess that you make, you're to play. So take it away.
Telephone.
You gotta take.
We're gonna use that gotta take part too. We're gonna put that in the telephone there because I think it's gonna sound nice. I'm gonna add something to. I'm gonna add it auto tune there to exaggerate that effect there. You know, so we can get a nice sound.
These games that you play, mess that you make, you're to play. So take it away.
Now the auto-tune version is getting in the way of this one, so I'm going to bring up the volume from this side here.
Make me feel all these games that you play, mess that you make, yours to play.
Bring it up a little bit.
Make me feel all these games that you play, mess that you make, yours to play.
I'm doing the volume with the clip because I don't want to make a big adjustment here in the fader. So this is a taste thing.
So take it away.
See here the auto-tune?
You gotta take it away. You play with my mind, leaving me behind. I can't run away, can't hide.
This is where that double effect comes in. I have two doubles right down here. It's panning hard left and right.
I can't run away, can't hide from the pain you put me through and the hurt that I've been going through.
That's coming out of the music bus because I want it to be like a keyboard kind of different kind of sound rather than going with the harmony here. So let's make sure the dB gain that we did here is matching up over the side with the lead here.
And would have told me to my face. Take it away. This pain, this pain. That's how you make me.
Since we're adding some distortion here, we want to make sure we clean up some of that little, because when you're doing telephone effects and distortion, you want to knock out some resonance too. Let's go ahead and do that. Notice on this side here, just the harmonies kind of take the lead volume here. So what we're going to do, we're going to be doing some automation just right about there to bring up the harmony side. So I'm going to go down to my vocal bus here. So let's go ahead.
It must have been easy just to hide away.
I'm going to turn on the latch. Boost up. About 1 dB. Bring it down. And I'm gonna stop there, guys. That's how to get a mix in the ballpark, and then you can experiment with effects. Always make sure you're watching your volume, your gain, staging here, and we're mixing quite beautifully into the SSL bus compressor here while we're mixing right into the BX Digital 2. So I'm going to stop there, guys. Remember to hit me up. Support me on YouTube. If you want me to mix and master for you, I charge reasonable rates. Again, top of the line commercial record level product. And I'll catch you on the next one.